of India. Other than India, there are also international trainers also there from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and I guess Nigeria. So this is the one way to join defense, that is from National Defense Academy. These exams is being conducted twice a year, once in the session April, once in the session December. The portion of the syllabus for the National Defense Academy is same which you study till 12th. All the mathematics portion, that is trigonometry, integration, differentiation, and all of the mathematics. Other than that, you have to give exam of English, social, like SST, all social studies like economy, geography, history, and politics. There are two sets of exam in National Defense Academy. One is mathematics, which is of 300 marks, and another is GAT, that is General Ability Test, that is of 600 marks. General Ability Test consists of English exam. It also consists of like geography, history, political science, and economy. So this is the one way. Once you clear the NDA exam, you will be shortlisted for SSB. SSB is Service Selection Board. It is a kind of board which conducts all the interview kind of, like in general I should tell you, it is a kind of board interview. It has got members of higher rank like Lieutenant General, Vice Admirals, Admirals, all the higher rank officers are present there to take your interview. The SSB is of 5 days. In these 5 days you are being tested for each and every perspective of defense. You have to give all the answers and you have to perform all the activities which are informed during this SSB. During this SSB there is also a ground obstacle in which your physical fitness is being tested. Once you have cleared the SSB, then you are then being selected for medical, and once you are being selected for medical, then your training starts. The training in ND is basically of 3 years. It comprises of 3 years. In your second semester, that is of first year, in first year of second semester, you are being allotted a particular branch, like you have got Indian Navy, Indian Army, or Indian Air Force. Once it is selected, then your trade training starts. In trade training, you are being particularly taught about that particular defense. Like if you are joining Indian Navy, then you will be taught about all the ships, submarines, and everything present in Indian Navy. All the cultures of Indian Navy. If at all you are in Army, then all the cultures of Army, Air Force, and etc. After completing the 3 years in NDA, the respective candidates are sent to Air Force Academy, Naval Academy, and Indian Military Academy, which is in Dehradun. So respectively, if at all you are in, if you have been selected for Indian Navy, then you will be posted at Azamala. The Indian Naval Academy is located in Azamala, Kerala. There you are being taught how to give all the pros and cons to Indian Naval Acts, all Indian Naval Acts, all rules and regulations of Navy, all do's and don'ts in Indian Navy, everything is being taught you there. Similarly, in Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, all the things are being taught about Army itself. Other than that, in AFA also has got specialization. In Air Force Academy, which is located in Hyderabad, Dundigal, there you are being given another choice, like you have to become a helicopter pilot, fighter pilot, or transport pilot. If at all you are choosing a fighter pilot, then after Air Force Academy for 6 months you are being posted in Bidar, which is in Karnataka. There all the fighter trainees are being trained on AGT Hawk, which is Advanced Jet Trainer. After getting trained on AGT Hawk, they are being given a specialized aircraft like any of the fighters, Sukhoi, Rafale, MiG, or Mirage, any of them. But first of all, they have to clear these 6-month training in Bidar. Similarly, in Indian Navy, when you are in Azamala, you are being given a special trade. There are various trades in officer cadre in Indian Navy. There is seaman branch, there is executive branch, there is education branch. There are flyers also in the Indian Navy, which are also deputed in the Air Force Academy for 6 months for all the trials and trainings of their fighter aircraft. Next slide. Next. Okay, so about physical standards, there are different physical standards of Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force. In Indian Army, specs are being allowed to some extent, that is given in, here in this slide. I guess 2.5 is the minimum eyesight which is being acceptable in Indian Army, but in Indian Air Force and Indian Navy, your vision is to be 6x6. Your physical standard, your height should be more than 157 centimeters. And accordingly, your physical test is being conducted. In physical test, there are many things conducted like running, push-ups, sit-ups, and etc. etc. But these are all the secondary matters. First of all, you have to know about this data and all. Next slide. Yeah, these are some physical standards which are being followed in National Defense Academy selection. Next slide. so see here, like you can all see in this slide, visual standard. Visual standard is in Indian Navy and Indian Air Force. You have to get your vision 6/6. Visual standard for Army is being given some exemption, like we can have eyesight of 6/9, myopia of not more than -2.5. So you should not have that myopia like greater than 2.5 diopter. Your vision should be clearer than 2.5 diopter. Limits of myopia 0.75. Binocular vision. Next slide. Okay, so now talking about this technical interest scheme for 10+2 candidates. If at all you are scoring more than 60% in physics, chemistry, maths in your 12th standard, then there is a direct entry which is being taken twice a year. There you can apply for your with your mark sheet to the technical interest scheme. It is for Indian Army itself. All the candidates are being given again exam. They are being shortlisted for SSB, and after SSB, like similarly, SSB is same for each and every officer cadre. That is service selection mode. Let it be NDA, let it be law officer, let it be medical officer, or any kind of officer. Just to become officer, you have to go through SSB. So after this technical interest scheme, SSB is conducted, and after this SSB, the shortlist your candidates will be called for selection. There are certain criteria of these shortlisted candidates. Some marks are being decided, like if majority of candidates are scoring above 80, then the cutoff will be set as 80. If majority of candidates are scoring above 90, then the cutoff may be 90. Like when I tried for it, my cutoff was like 85, so it was not possible for me. Okay. So for Indian Army 10+2 entry notification dates, they are given here. It is being released twice a year. Next slide. So vacancies per year, like it is being released for twice a year, and every year 85 to 90 candidates are selected in both the batches. So the eligibility criteria you can see here is like you have to be Indian citizen, or you can be of Bhutan and Afghanistan, as I told you earlier. After that, age limit. All the candidates who are appearing for DES should be unmarried. Their age group should be from 16.5 years to 19.5 years. That too from 1st January 1996 to 1st January 1999. Both dates inclusive. Educational qualification is you should have passed 10+2 exam with aggregate 70% marks in your physics, chemistry and maths. If at all you are having these marks, you can directly apply to the technical interest scheme. After that, your selection will be carried out according to that shortlisted marks. Next slide.
So, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the 2.5 diopter power requirement. What about lazy the transplant candidates?
See, LASIK and transplant candidates are also not allowed, because when you are going to a medical, it is a thorough medical. Your eyesight is being checked on that machine itself. So, if at all you have carried out that LASIK, it will be instantly known to that all the medical officers. They are highly qualified medical officers. LASIK and any kind of transplant is not allowed in Indian defense. I hope you are clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so now going towards FCAT. FCAT is Air Force Common Admission Test. It is purely based for Indian Air Force itself. After your graduation, let it be any kind of graduation, but it has to be related to science. It should contain PCF. This is a short service commission for flying branch itself. If at all you are clearing your FCAT, you will be selected as a flyer in helicopter, as a helicopter pilot, as a fighter pilot, or as a transport pilot. For this, eligibility criteria is your age should be from 20 to 24 years, because this is the age when you are completing your graduation. Soon after you complete your graduation, this FCAT entry is also published twice a year, so you can directly apply to the examination, and then your separate examination will be conducted based on Air Force itself. Like it will also contain mathematics, but the C is in NDA your mathematics is of 12th level, like this integration, differentiation, multiple integration and all everything. But in FCAT, all the mathematics is of 10th level, which is just too basic. So the level of FCAT and level of NDA is just too different. The level of NDA is much more higher than FCAT. So it is much more easier to clear FCAT compared to NDA. Marital status should be single itself. All after cadre selection is done on single candidate for single candidates itself. Once you clear your FCAT training, DGCA, that is Director General of Civil Aviation, will provide you like pilot license. It is commercial pilot license, which will be valid throughout your life. Once, if at all you are retiring from Indian Air Force, then also you can join as a civil pilot in civil aviation. Educational qualifications, you should have 50% marks each in maths and physics at 10 plus 2 level and 3 years graduation discipline from a recognized university, which you should contain 60% plus marks in that your graduation. Next slide. Okay, so now coming to CDSE, this is Combined Defense Services exam. This exam is also conducted after your graduation, but this exam is open for all the 3 services. After giving this exam, you can be selected in all the 3 services. It totally depends on how much you score. Every force has got their own cut-off marks. Priority is like, if at all you are scoring good amount of marks, then you will be selected for Air Force, then Indian Navy, and at the last you will get selected for Indian Army. So this, by giving CDS, you will get a permanent commission. Means your bond will be of at least 15 to 20 years minimum. Age group is same, 20 to 24 years, nationality should be Indian, and marital status is single. Educational qualification is you should be graduate in any discipline from recognized university with physics and maths as 10 plus 2 level. BE BTech 4-year course will also be there. Not only BE BTech, if you are doing a BSc in any science stream, it will also help you for giving serious exam. Final year students can appear for it, like if you are in your final semester, that time you can apply for the exam. Soon after you clear your this exam, you have to clear your graduation exam, in which you should score more than 60%. And once you have scored 60%, you will be directly given this exam. And in this exam also, the syllabus is same as of FCAT. FCAT and CDS is having almost same syllabus. Once you clear this exam, you will be called up for SSB. And in SSB, same things will be carried out for 5 days, all the interviews, all the PLIs and everything. Next. Okay, so now coming to NCC Special Entry. NCC Special Entry is also being carried out twice a year. And for this, minimum requirement is you should have C certificate. You should have gained C certificate in NCC. Plus you have to complete your graduation in any stream. Like you can be a Bachelor of Arts student, you can be a Bachelor of Commerce student, or you can be a Bachelor of Science student. Just after clearing this exam, just after finishing off your graduation, there is special entry in which you can apply. You have to provide your C certificate, your grades of C certificate, and then you have to appear for this exam. This is a direct selection. In this you are not to give any kind of written examination. You will be directly called up for SSB, and after SSB the candidates will be shortlisted according to their marks scored in SSB, and plus the grades which they have achieved in NCC certificate also. Main priority is given to A plus grades and A grade holders. Other than that, if competition is low, then it can be preferred to B grade and C grade. But simultaneously you have to score 60% and above in your graduation also. Educational qualification here mentioned is 50%, but nowadays it is being changed. At least 60% is minimum needed. Marital status is same, you have to be single, and age group is same, 20 to 24 years. Next. Okay, now coming to law officer. Like if at all you are already studying BA and LB from reputed university, from any kind of other outer means, after completing your law, after completing your BA and LB degree, you can apply to the Indian Air Force, Indian Army or Indian Navy. Both the services has got their own law officers. There are many cases, there are many kind of things which take place in Indian defense. To handle these things, these matters are not given to civil lawyers. These are being handled by our own defense lawyers. So to handle these things, we need law officers, and law officers are being selected. Like it is totally based on how much you score in your BLLB, what experience you are holding in your BLLB, and what kind of cases and what kind of things you can handle. Age limit is same, 21 to 27 years, because you need much years to become an experienced lawyer, or you have to take a long time of period to complete your BLLB. So this also the only thing is here you can be married. Unmarried candidates are not the compulsion in law officers, you can be married. But other educational qualification is same. You should have scored 60% in your LLB graduation degree, 3-year professional after graduate, or 5 years after 10 plus 2. Next slide. Now coming to logistic officers, all the logistics, that is materials and all supplies like ration, your uniforms, your shoes, your all items which are being used in defense is maintained by logistic officer. For this, you have to do any kind of civil graduation degree. If at all you are doing civil graduation degree, you have to score minimum 60%. You can do BE, BTech or any kind of supply chain management graduation and degree. After doing this, there will be advertisement twice a year for law officer. Right now, Indian Navy has released just, I guess, last week itself, law officers entry is being released by Indian Navy. So anybody if interested, they can apply for it. For this, you will be just selected for examination. Then you have to give examination, and then SSB will be carried out, and then same process. Age limit for this also is 20 to 24 years, because you need to do that degree of 4 years minimum. Physical and height and weight are same, that is of SSB. SSB standards of physical is same for all the examination, let it be NDA, let it be CDS, let it be law officer or any kind of officer. Eyesight can be, here eyesight is exempted. For law officers, eyesight is exempted. You can have 6 by 9 vision, you can also have 6 by 12 vision. Eyesight is not an issue for this kind of entries, because you have to just work in P station, you have to work on computers and all. You have not been deployed on any kind of forward bases, or you have not been deployed on any kind of networks and all. So here, eyesight is exempted. Next slide. Now coming to medical officer. First of all, in recent years, the NEET examination was conducted, in which you have to score more than 450 marks. After that, you will be selected for FCAT. That is, sorry, not FCAT, AFMC, Armed Forces Medical Colleges. It is being situated in Pune. If you are scoring good marks, you will be directly selected for AFMC. In there, you have been trained for 3 years for your MBBS degree, and then 1 year of service knowledge. All the service rules and regulations, all service patterns and all is being taught to you. If not AFMC, you can do your MBBS from any civil college, and after completing your MBBS, you can apply in defense. This is also second way to join as medical officer. But if you are joining by doing your degree from civil colleges, at that time you will be selected for short service commission. It means at that time your basic bond of 7 years. If you are doing good and your results are good, then the defense will decide. Then again the board will decide they have to grant you the extension or not. So for this, the selection of candidates usually done on the basis of 3 phases of selection, and these phases of selection are written examination, interview, and medical examination. Written examination is being conducted again of all the medical officers. Like if at all you are being done your MBBS on civil colleges, again you have to give examination. This will be of different standard. They will have some questionnaire, they will have some tasks which you have to clear according to different standards. Age limit is same from 21 to 27 years, and other qualification is you have to be MBBS, yes, and not only MBBS, you can be a BDS doctor also, because defense is having dental doctors also. So if you are not MBBS, you can be a BDS doctor from civil colleges, and then you can apply for defense. Next slide. Yeah, so here this is mentioned about short service commission. It is given here. If you are doing any kind of MBBS from civil, then you will be being commission for short period of time. After that, the extension will be granted according to your progress and according to your results you are giving to Indian Armed Forces. Age limit is from 17 to 22 years old, because NEET examination is being open from like 12th itself. All the students who are having physics, chemistry and biology can give NEET. In NEET, you have to score more than 450 marks to be being eligible for AFMC college. Next slide. Okay, so this was all about how to join Indian Armed Forces by various means. If at all anybody is having any kind of doubt how to join Indian Defense, you may ask. Okay, so if nobody is having any kind of doubt, shall I move forward? Okay, fine. So now I will start about UAVs. Presentation please. Okay, so first of all, I have to inform you what is UAV. UAV is unmanned aerial vehicle, which means it is totally pilotless. It is just being controlled remotely. There are various types of UAVs present in defense, which I will tell you in next slide. Okay, so first of all, I will tell you why drones and why UAVs are important and why they are crucial for our Indian defense. These are terrorism-related challenges and pinpoint vulnerable areas that are prone to various risks. Some areas are so endangered and they are so forward. Now technology is being so developed that military aircrafts which are having exhaust system are just trapped suddenly. Like they have got too many technologies, which is you may have heard about SAM, that is surface to air missile. It just catches the exhaust of fighter and then that fighter is being shot down in very small amount of time. So for avoiding these kind of loss to men and material, because aircrafts are literally very costly, so just to prevent this loss, UAVs and drones are used for recce sorties. Recce sorties is they are being deployed to just get a photographic view, to get a video, so that a planned attack can be done on the enemy area. These UAVs are having time period of like 20 to 25 hours. They can be deployed for 20 to 25 hours. In these 20 to 25 hours, they are just going in the enemy areas and they are just doing a recce sortie. They just collect all the photos and videos and then the deep study is being carried out for attacks. Next slide. So these are some sectors in which drones are being used, that is anti-terror, border security, counter-insurgency, crime control, cloud monitoring, disaster management, traffic monitoring, mining, construction and many other purposes. It can be used for recreation purpose also, but here we are just talking about the use of UAVs and drones in Indian defense. So I will particularly talk about the use of Indian defense itself. Next slide. Okay, so these are some of the UAVs which are present in Indian defense, which is being operated by Indian Army, Navy and Air Force, which is Nishant, Heron, Harpy, Searcher and Rustom. In this, Heron and Rustom is being basically used by Indian Navy itself. Next slide. Okay, so Nishant, now talking about Nishant, this is just basically made for Indian Army itself. This is developed by DRDO. This can be launched with catapult technology. Like I hope you all know catapult technology. This is being released by catapult technology, and this UAV has got range of almost 20 to 25 hours. It can durably work for 20 to 25 hours. Next slide. Yeah, so this is Heron. This is being operated by Indian Navy. I myself have seen this aircraft, which was attached in Kochi. So this is medium magnitude long endurance. This is having an altitude of medium range. It does not fly on much high altitudes, and this is like very durable. It can be conducted. It can conduct a good operations for longer time in night also and in day also. This is developed by Israel. This is Israeli technology. This is having an endurance of 52 hours. Actual time of flight is always, every flying operations, every flying attacks and everything is being just dependent on weight itself. How much that weight aircraft is carrying. So this endurance of Heron is also totally based upon its weight itself. These have got some advanced features like artillery adjustment, surveillance and intelligence tasks. It can release some kinds of weapons. It can be used for weapons. It can be used for surveillance. And it can be used for intelligence also. This Heron aircraft has also got a speciality that it does not contain any kind of sound. It does not make any kind of sound. So it is very easy that it cannot be recognized by enemy area. They just go fly in enemy area without making them know that they are already deployed in their area. They just take a photographs, they all do the videographic surveillance and all the intelligence activity, and they just return back to base, and then these photos and videos are being used for all the planned attacks. Next slide. Now talking about Harpy. This is also Israeli made technology. It also carries explosive and they can destroy radar system also. Radar system is very crucial in this flying purpose because your aircraft is being sighted in radar from a very long range. But these kind of UAVs are specially made. They are painted with special paints which do not catch all the radiation. They just reflect back the radiation, and they are never caught on this radar systems. This is having a range of 500 km, and their speed is generally 185 km per hour, but again it depends all upon its operation and weight it carries. If at all it is carrying high or more amount of explosion, then its speed will also reduce and its endurance will also reduce. Next slide. Open the searcher. Searcher is being used by SAR. SAR is Search and Rescue Team. Every Indian Navy and Indian Air Force has got Search and Rescue Team. In this team, if at all any ship, any helicopter or any fighter is gone missing in sea or any kind of, suddenly the SAR is being launched. There are 7 substations of SAR in our India which is having this searcher aircraft. Soon the aircraft goes missing or it is being out of contact. These searchers are deployed. They just start searching. They just start investigating what actually happened to aircraft and at what area exactly it lost the communication. And then these aircraft give some kind of special radiation which matches to the frequency of aircraft which is lost. And soon the aircraft is being recognized and it is being revived. And then it is being known what was actually the mishappenings took place with the aircraft. So currently Indian Navy and Indian Air Force is operating this searcher. Next slide. Okay, so Rustam is also a DRDO made. This is our own technology. This is the only aircraft which is completely based on Indian technology. This is being used by all the 3 services, Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force. All the 3 services are having this. There are 2 variants of Rustam, Rustam 1 and Rustam 2. Both are having same range, same capabilities and same duration. Only difference is one is searcher and one is destroyer. Next slide. Okay, so these are the future milestones. Our DRDO and our other defense organizations are planning to make more such kind of drones which will be more useful in future, because in future we will be having a very high technological advancement. So just to match up with this, you have to cope up with all the pros and cons which will be done with our own country. So more such UAV which is B2 bomber. B2 bomber will also be just drawn pilotlessly. So these are the all projects which are right now taking place in the DRDO. Next slide. Okay, so this was all about UAVs operated in Indian defense. If at all anybody is having any kind of doubt in UAVs, any question, any queries, they may ask. Okay, so we will move forward towards drones. So now talking about drones, drones are basically they are also remotely drawn. Only difference between UAV and drone is drone are very small and compact size, and their range is not as much higher compared to UAVs. UAVs are having much more range and endurance, but drones are not having so much of endurance. So basically drones are being classified into 5 categories. Nano drones, which are weighing up to 250 grams. Micro, which is having a 250 gram to 2 kg. Small is having a 2 to 25 kg of range, and medium drones is having 25 to 150 kgs, and now coming to large, which is over 150 kgs. So here, DGCA, every flying operations, in every flying, every aircraft has got ADIZ number. ADIZ number is Air Defense Identification Zone number. Each and every aircraft is being given an ADIZ number so that it can fly in our own country. This is basically done by Indian Air Force unit, and this is carried out just to identify and differentiate between enemy aircrafts and our Indian defense aircrafts. So only large aircrafts have to get a permission. If you have to fly any kind of large drone, if you have to enter it in our own territory of Indian Armed Forces, you have to take a permission from DGCA. You have to take a clearance, and then only you will be able to fly this large drones. Next slide. So now talking about nano drones. This is a micro unmanned aerial vehicle. It's used by armed forces for United States France. Okay, so these all information is about foreign countries. Talking about our own India, we are having at least 1500 nano drones, which are being operated from Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force. This is purely operated from the provost branch. All the three forces having police of their own departments. Indian Navy, Indian Army, and Indian Air Force is having their own polices, that is military police, naval police, and air force police. All the handlings of drone is being carried out by these police officers itself. Next slide. Talking about the small drones, these are having slight more endurance compared to nano drones, and these can be deployed for all the ready circuits and all the securities of defense area. These are being deployed for 24 hours sometimes in rotation, so that we can have a good watch and good security in all the our defense forces. Next slide. Medium drones are only made by Israel for now, because Israeli technology is handling all kind of medium drones. This is also known as MAD, as I told you earlier. MAD is medium altitude long endurance. They are having a good endurance and good altitude height flying to operate in enemy areas or our own area also. Next slide. Large drone. All the UAVs which are explained in previous presentation comes under large drones, and these kind of drones require specific permission from DGCA. DGCA gives ADIZ number, which is a unit of Indian Air Force, and this is being recognized by our own country that this is our own UAV or our own drone. So to avoid any kind of misunderstanding or misconception in flying purpose, all the large drones have to get a permission, and then only they can fly or they can operate any kind of operation in our Indian land. Next. So this was all about drones. So now I would like to tell you all that this was all about today's session, the career guidance, the UAV and the drones. If at all anybody is having any kind of doubt in any of the respect or any kind of topic, they can ask one by one. Okay, so I'm seeing a question in chat box. Somebody is asking about Indian Coast Guard. Like Indian Navy and Indian Air Force and Indian Army released their advertisement, the same advertisement is released by Indian Coast Guard. Examination and SSB same for Indian Coast Guard also. You have to give Coast Guard examination, which is totally conducted by Coast Guard officers and Coast Guard Education Department. Once you clear this examination, you will be again selected, you shortlisted for SSB exam, and again the same process will be carried out after SSB. Any other questions? What, like I was seeing this question, I know more about FCAT. What actually you want to know about FCAT, you may ask so that I can give you a particular answer.
Excuse me, sir. Really
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Guys, if you want to ask question, you can freely turn on your mic and ask the questions. There's no issue. There's no this thing of you can put the questions in the chat box. You can openly ask the questions to the sir.
Okay, so Jasmine, you asked about how will the exam be. Exam will be just soon after you complete your any kind of degree, whatever you are pursuing now, let it be BTech or let it be any kind of BSc, just after completing the degree, examination notification will be released. If you are in your final year and you are in your final semester, then you can apply for the examination. Once you are applied for examination, you will be provided an examination center where you have to go and give an examination. This will be purely based on your 10th level. Mathematics is purely on your 10th level. All the trigonometry questions, only advantage in FCAT is FCAT examination is not much lengthy as compared to NDA. In NDA, questions are much tough and the level is also high. If you are preparing for FCAT, then just purely go for 9th and 10th CBSE textbook of mathematics, solve all the questions. You surely will clear of the FCAT examination.
Thank you, sir. But this test is only for the second round, the first round. Like, what about the second and the next rounds?
Next round is soon after you clear your FCAT examination, you will be selected for SSB, which is Service Selection Board. In Service Selection Board, you will be conducted with obstacle training, you will be conducted with a conference, you will be conducted with an interview in which they will just know what actually you are. In SSB, only thing you have to do is just being true to yourself. You can't lie because SSB officers are highly trained. They are high level of officers which know what the person sitting in front of them is answering, and if at all if you give any kind of bluff, they will just catch you. So in order to clear your SSB, only thing you have to do is just gain knowledge, just be aware of all the happenings in your surrounding, all the current affairs, general knowledge, because on these things are itself asked in SSB itself. And once you clear this SSB, then you will be shortlisted for your selection, and then further training will be started.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so somebody is asking through FCAT, can we join for ground office or for technical purpose rather than flying officer? Yeah, sure. If you are clearing FCAT exam, in FCAT examination, there are certain sets of marks which is being classified. If at all you are scoring good amount of marks, then you will be selected for flying branch, and if at all you are scoring less marks, like if you are not scoring much marks, then you can be selected for technical officer, ground officers. There are many engineering officers in Indian Air Force. There are also technical officers. You can be selected for this also. It's not like if you are giving FCAT then only you will be selected for flying branch itself. It's all depend on your choice. If at all you are, it's your willingness. If you want to join as a flying branch cadre, then you can go for flying branch. If you feel like joining in technical or ground officer, then you can go for technical officers also. Any more queries? Rajitpal, those are too small to detect. Is this a question or a statement? Of course, drones are small to detect because in radar, basically drones are not having any kind of communication system. If you are flying a fighter aircraft or a transport aircraft or helicopter, they are always in communication with air traffic control tower. So in drones, there are no such kind of communication is done because it is totally being operated from remote. So only things is you have got that radiations of remote which are being emitted by the drones and that remote which is operating it. So these can be just ignored and these can be damaged by giving a special kind of paint. You may, I will just let you know about that paint later on. There is a special kind of paint which is being applied on these aircrafts which do not let the radiation, which do not let the radar being tracking you. These drones can't be tracked on any kind of radar. See, if you are not having NCC and if you want to join NCC, like may I know in which year you are studying right now? first year. So fine, if at all you can inquire in your college. If your college is having any kind of affiliated NCC unit, just go and apply there. There might be a slight selection procedure for NCC also, physical and one written examination for your intelligence level will be conducted. It's totally up to you. If you feel like joining Army NCC, you can join Army NCC. If you feel like joining Naval and Air Force NCC, you can go for it also. But the only benefit is if you are having an Army NCC, then you can become officer in Army itself. But Air Force NCC is having a benefit. If you are having a Air Force NCC certificate, you can join tri services. You can apply for Army also, Navy also, and Indian Air Force also. Any more queries? Yes, all the UAVs are being fitted and is being deployed with a very high focus and high clarity of cameras. These all cameras are literally very costly, and UAVs are just used for recognition surveillance purpose. So all the cameras and videographies and pictures are being clicked in very high definition, so that all the pinpoint location of enemies, all the pinpoint destinations and all the bunkers and all which are being deployed by Indian Army is completely visible. You can just sight each and everything by UAVs. And talking about not just UAVs, every fighter aircraft, every transport aircraft of Indian Air Force and Indian Navy is having these system of high-tech cameras. Not only UAVs are being deployed for recognition, but sometimes fighters also deployed for recognition. But only thing is that video quality and image quality is not that much clear as compared to UAV, because they are just overshooting the enemy area in very high speed. So the image and videos are correspondingly taken, but it's not having that clear image. Therefore, UAVs are being deployed which swiftly and silently just fly over the enemy area and capture each and every pinpoint destination and all the happenings which are taking in enemy area. Any more queries? Yeah, you're correct. Turkish UAV involved using Azerbaijan was a game changer, because UAV really plays a very vital role in all the Indian defense. The more number of UAVs and more powerful UAVs as you have, less the number of man and material loss will be there. Because you can see, if at all a fighter is going, they are having a twin pilot. So if at all any mishappenings take place, pilot is also being destroyed and aircraft is also being destroyed. So to avoid these kind of losses to Indian defense, these kind of UAVs are being deployed in Indian defense. Indian defense is seeing forward for more procurement of UAVs. More the number of UAVs will be there, stronger will be our defense system. Yeah, the purpose of UAV itself that they cannot be caught in radar and they cannot be heard from ground level. Therefore, they are being deployed with a special kind of engines, which are they are also having a kind of engine. But the only thing is that it is being remotely controlled, so they do not make any kind of noise. As similar as that you may have seen that electric scooters, electric cars, and all which do not make any kind of noise. Similarly, these aircraft also just fly too swiftly into the enemy areas without getting known to them. See, UAV has got satellite navigation, but it is controlled from our own base, from where the UAV is being deployed. From there itself, the satellite is being monitored. You can have all the satellite images, or you can have all the radar images, radar points which is being used during flying. Because actually see is like if you are flying in enemy area, you can't you don't know where they are having their aircrafts. Maybe you are flying in the same altitude which is from where their aircraft is flying. Sometimes it may happen that your UAV may collide with them. So for these kind of misunderstandings and for this kind of accidents, satellite communication and satellite navigation is being provided for UAV, but it is just visible to our own operators. It is being not detected in satellite of the enemy area or all the enemies.
Okay, so no more doubts, I guess. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today, for conducting such an informative session today. So as sir gives a lot of information on drones and UAVs, as you all know, we conduct workshops on RC planes and drones and on UAVs. So this week, the present upcoming week, we are gonna have a webinar on webinar especially on the topics of aeronautics. What exactly will be the topics conducted are the total webinar will be on these topics. Firstly, the atmosphere. Your second topic will be what actually an aircraft is made of, starting from your fuselage, your wings, your tail, everything. Then mechanism of aircraft engines, your types of engines, your parts of engines, and the stability of an aircraft. How exactly is an aircraft balanced in the atmosphere? So I hope to see everyone in the upcoming webinar also. So I have shared the registration link in the chat box. If anyone's interested right now, they can register through the link. Or you can also find the post and the webinar link, registration link in the website. You can go and check it out there. I thank sir again for being there today, for giving us such an informative session. Thank you so much, sir. I also thank all the attendees for being there and making the session wonderful. Thank you everybody. You can leave the meeting if you don't have any doubts.